Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanzeeba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. President Trump raises U.S. tariffs on China to 245%, White House clarifies. President Trump attacks Harvard, calls it a joke and demands funding cuts. Judge accuses Trump administration of defying court order on migrant removals. Elise Stefanik explores a run for governor of New York in 2026. California plans lawsuit against Trump over damaging import tariffs. Governor Hochul announces $12 million to boost new electric grid technologies in New York. Gayle King responds to space trip backlash from celebrity friends. Kate Cassidy breaks silence on Liam Payne's death and their final conversation. Dr. Muhammad Yunus recognized as one of Time's 100 most influential people of 2025. UK Supreme Court rules woman defined by biological sex at birth. Tragic death of former MLS star Aaron Boupendza at 28. And Maradona's death was preventable, daughter asserts in court. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. The White House recently said that some Chinese goods now face up to 245% tariffs. This figure caused confusion in Beijing. On April 15, President Trump issued a new executive order and the White House included the 245% rate in the related document. Later, officials explained the number includes all previous tariffs, some from the Biden era, and new ones added by Trump this year. Trump's latest tariffs stand at 145%, but with past levies included, the total reaches 245% for some items like electric vehicles and syringes. A Chinese official told reporters the U.S. should explain how it reached that number. Since the start of 2025, Trump imposed new tariffs 125% for unfair trade and 20% for fentanyl concerns. He said on April 15 that it's China's turn to make a deal. China responded with its own tariffs, trade bans, and a WTO complaint. The WTO warned of a possible 1.5% drop in global trade. As tensions rise, China is turning to India and the EU for support, asking to resist US bullying. More global economic pressure may come if no deal is reached soon. President Donald Trump has escalated his feud with Harvard University, calling it a joke and accusing it of promoting hate and stupidity. On his Truth Social platform, Trump criticized the university, stating that it should no longer be considered one of the world's top educational institutions. Trump also took aim at Harvard's operations, questioning its student selection process and hiring practices. He threatened to strip the university of its tax-exempt status as a non-profit institution following his earlier decision to freeze $2.2 billion in federal funding. The president's remarks reflected his ongoing war against elite educational institutions, which he claims foster a biased agenda. Trump's administration had already taken steps to challenge Harvard's financial status, and he has demanded the university make significant changes in its policies. Looking forward, the future of Harvard's federal funding remains uncertain as Trump continues to press for reforms. He stated that the university must change its approach or face losing federal support. A federal judge ruled that there is probable cause to hold the Trump administration in criminal contempt for defying a court order on the removal of Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador. U.S. District Judge James Busberg stated that government actions on March 15 showed a willful disregard for his order barring the transfer of certain migrants under the Wartime Alien Enemies Act. The judge's ruling marks a significant rebuke to the Trump administration, which faced criticism for continuing the deportations despite the court's order. Busberg explained that the government failed to address concerns and provide satisfactory explanations for their actions. The administration now has the opportunity to remedy the situation by asserting custody over the migrants or suggesting other methods of compliance. The Trump administration had invoked the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans it claimed were linked to criminal gangs, but the court's ruling could lead to further legal proceedings and potential criminal contempt charges if compliance isn't met. Representative Elise Stefanik is seriously considering a run for New York governor in 2026. Stefanik has received encouragement from fellow Republicans in New York, Trump allies, and GOP donors. The current Democratic governor, Kathy Hochul, is up for re-election in 2026. Stefanik has a strong political backing and $10 million in her campaign coffers. Stefanik had been nominated by President Donald Trump to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, but Trump later withdrew the nomination, asking her to stay in Congress. While New York hasn't seen a Republican governor in nearly 2 decades, Stefanik could become a serious challenger in the GOP primary. Hochul's re-election could also face challenges from her own party, with rumors about potential primary rivals within the Democrats. The 2026 race could shape up to be highly competitive. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. California Governor Gavin Newsom announced that the state would file a lawsuit to stop President Trump's new tariffs. The lawsuit will argue that Trump's move to use emergency powers to place tariffs on Mexico, Canada, China, and most imports is not legal without Congress approval. The case will be filed in the U.S. District Court in Northern California. Newsom said California would be the most affected by these tariffs as the state has the largest economy and is a major exporter. Attorney General Rob Bonta said vendors already warned they would raise prices due to Trump's tariffs. The Trump administration imposed high tariffs last week, then paused most of them for 3 months, but kept a 10% tariff on most goods and raised tariffs on Chinese imports. Trump said the goal was to boost U.S. manufacturing and fight illegal fentanyl. Newsom also recently urged other countries not to target California with retaliatory tariffs. However, no exemptions have been granted yet, and the state remains at risk of major economic damage. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that $12 million is now available to support new electric grid technologies in New York. The funding will help improve the way clean energy like wind and solar is delivered across the state. This move is part of New York's ongoing efforts to modernize its electric grid, making it more reliable, efficient, and ready for renewable energy. The Grid Enhancing Technologies program run by NYSERDA is offering funding for product development, demonstration projects, and research studies. Projects must show a clear plan for moving toward commercial use and managing market risks. Up to $3 million is available for each project and $400,000 for each study. Governor Hochul said this investment will support new ideas that keep New Yorkers supplied with clean energy when they need it most. The program works with the Joint Utilities of New York and supports over 13 million people. This initiative builds on past success and is funded by New York's Clean Energy Fund as part of the state's clean energy and climate goals. Gayle King has spoken out against backlash after her short trip to space with Blue Origin. She flew on a recent space mission alongside pop star Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos' fiancée Lauren Sanchez, and 3 others. The all-women team was praised as a major moment for women in space. Critics, including some celebrities, said the trip looked like a marketing stunt and pointed out that space flights can harm the environment. Some even questioned the purpose of the 11-minute journey. Actress Olivia Munn said it felt gluttonous when many people can't afford basic needs. In response, King said people didn't understand the mission. "Have you all been to space?" she asked. She said she once shared those same doubts but changed her mind after learning more. She believes Blue Origin is trying to help the Earth by using space research for future solutions. Lauren Sanchez also defended the mission. Both she and King said critics, including some celebrity friends, were missing the point. King said she would not let negativity take away her joy from the experience. Kate Cassidy, Liam Payne's girlfriend, shared details of their final conversation before he died in October 2024. The couple had dated since October 2022. In her first interview since his death, she spoke emotionally on the On Purpose podcast with Jay Shetty. Cassidy had returned early to Florida from a trip to Argentina, leaving Payne behind. While at home with their dog, she received a call from a friend who asked if Payne had fallen from a balcony. At first, she thought it was a rumor, but later she learned he had died after falling from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires at age 31. His toxicology report showed a mix of cocaine, alcohol, and antidepressants. She recalled their last day together, breakfast, horseback riding, and sharing loving words. Payne even joked, "You are acting like this is the last time you are ever gonna see me again." Cassidy attended his funeral, the first she ever went to. Now 25, she said she was supposed to be wearing a wedding dress, not a black one. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Dr. Mohammad Yunus, the chief advisor of Bangladesh, has been included in Time magazine's 100 Most Influential People of 2025. This recognition came after his key role in guiding the country toward democracy following last year's student-led uprising. The Time 100 list revealed yesterday honors global figures for their leadership and influence. Along with Yunus, the list includes US President Donald Trump, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Elon Musk, and other notable figures. In a tribute published by Time, former US Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton praised Yunus for stepping in as a leader after the student-led protests ousted Bangladesh's authoritarian prime minister. She highlighted his groundbreaking work with Grameen Bank, which transformed microfinance and empowered millions, particularly women, to improve their lives. Clinton also acknowledged Yunus' leadership in the post-uprising transitional government, where he focused on restoring human rights and building a fair, free society for Bangladesh's future. Britain's Supreme Court ruled that the legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex at birth, a landmark decision with major implications for the ongoing debate over trans rights. The 5 judges unanimously determined that terms like woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to biological women. However, the act still protects transgender people from discrimination in their acquired gender. This ruling followed years of legal battles between the Scottish Government and the Campaign Group for Women Scotland. The Scottish Government had argued that transgender women with a gender recognition certificate should be treated the same as biological women, but the court disagreed. The ruling also addressed the importance of maintaining single-sex spaces such as changing rooms and hospitals. Trans rights groups expressed concern over the decision, warning it could lead to discrimination. This ruling comes as transgender rights face challenges in the United States under President Donald Trump's administration. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Aaron Bopenza, a former Major League Soccer player for FC Cincinnati, tragically passed away after falling from the 11th floor of a building in China, according to the Gabonese Soccer Federation. Bopenza, 28 years old, had been playing for Zhejiang FC in the Chinese Super League. The club confirmed his death at his residence and is cooperating with authorities on the investigation. Bopenza was known for his impressive career, which included a standout performance in the 2022 African Cup of Nations, where he scored a crucial goal against Comoros. He had also played for French clubs Bordeaux, Pau, and Hatayspor in Turkey, where he scored 22 goals in the 2020-21 season. His career also took him to clubs in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Major League Soccer. FC Cincinnati and other clubs expressed condolences, remembering him as a talented striker who touched many lives. Bopenza's family and loved ones have received heartfelt support from the football community. Diego Maradona's daughter Delma testified in court that her father's death could have been avoided if the doctors treating him after his brain surgery had done their jobs properly. Maradona, who passed away on November 25, 2020 at the age of 60, died while recovering from surgery for a blood clot in his brain. He had struggled with cocaine and alcohol addiction throughout his life. His 7-member medical team is currently on trial for manslaughter, facing up to 25 years in prison. Delma Maradona, speaking in court, said her father was assured of proper care at home, but she found that there was little to no medical attention given. She described the house as disgusting and noted the lack of proper care, including an ambulance or 24-hour supervision. The trial will continue with nearly 120 witnesses expected to testify. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,245.65. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 184.39 points or 1.00%. Tokyo stock close price is 33,920.40. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 347.14 points or 1.01%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,276.00. The Shanghai index is increased by 8.34 points or 0.26%. Hong Kong stock close price is 21,056.98. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 409.29 points or 1.91%. Bombay stock close price is 77,044.29. The Sensex index is increased by 309.40 points or 0.40%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. President Trump raises U.S. tariffs on China to 245%, White House clarifies. President Trump attacks Harvard, calls it a joke and demands funding cuts. Judge accuses Trump administration of defying court order on migrant removals. Elise Stefanik explores a run for governor of New York in 2026. California plans lawsuit against Trump over damaging import tariffs. Governor Hochul announces $12 million to boost new electric grid technologies in New York. Gayle King responds to space trip backlash from celebrity friends. Kate Cassidy breaks silence on Liam Payne's death and their final conversation. Dr. Muhammad Yunus recognized as one of Time's 100 most influential people of 2025. UK Supreme Court rules women defined by biological sex at birth. Tragic death of former MLS star Aaron Boupendza at 28. And Maradona's death was preventable, daughter asserts in court. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.